Hey, I thought I would do just something small on dictionaries. One of the things I like to do in my projects is have dictionaries. Uh, they're like a list or an array, slightly different. Uh, but they're not really supported by PlayMaker. Um, are they needed? No, not really, but I like them. I use them. So I thought I'd show you how I build those. So if we create something um, for the dictionary um, to put into it, and really it could be anything. You could do with trees on your train. Each tree, put them in a dictionary. I don't know. Items, they're great for item databases and stuff, and various other little things. But I thought to begin with, I would just do what am I doing here? Oh yeah, create asset menu. File name equals, I should probably put that in to those. Menu name equals, we'll just use the same thing. Dictionary, I spelled that wrong. Item, and order of 0. Don't think you need the order. So okay, here we have a scriptable object, and I'm going to have public string, we'll call this a name, and a public int, I don't know, cost. I don't know, you can go off and off and off and those things. Okay, so there's what we're going to make a dictionary out of, are those. Okay, so if I can now create those things like dictionary item. So this is our first item. Ba-doop. And we can call this, Joe 5. We can create another item. And we'll call this one Bob 10. So now we have Joe and Bob. So the other thing, well, obviously we need the dictionary as well. So what I'm actually going to do though is, because if we're coding things, we should make it as easy on us as we can. So let's just call this diction, so I don't spell it wrong. Where did I just put the first one there? So I'm going to take these two items that I've made, and I'm going to drag them down. I'm going to stick them, oops, screwed that one up. I'm going to stick them in there. So we have two items in here now. Joe and Bob are sitting in diction of our resources folder. Okay. So where is this one? So let's create the actual dictionary. Our dictionary. And I threw an R in there, but what? Hold on, that's right, I had our dictionary in there. Never mind, I'm crazy. So, sure. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the mono behavior, and I'm going to make this over here static. So this thing now is, there's only one script, it has the variable, there is nothing else to it. It doesn't have to exist in the scene. Okay? So public static dictionary, and we need two things, a key and the value. So you can use ints, or you can use anything, but we're going to do string, and then we're going to use our dictionary item type. And I guess we should name this thing our main. I can't name it the same. I can't just call it our dictionary because that's what I called the script. I think I need to initialize this one. I need to do that, I'm pretty sure. So then we need a public static no, I don't need that. No, I don't. I just need that. That's it. That's all we need to do. So we now have a dictionary that is in our project. It's not in the scene. It can transfer between scenes. It doesn't matter. And we have things that we can put into it. So let's go. Let's say Init Dictionary. Now I'm going to put this in the broken category. So what we want to do, because, and some might call us lazy, but I think it's just a good way to fill up dictionaries. Because I don't want to build an array by hand. I just don't want to do that. So this thing's not even going to have any variables here. It's not going to have this. All we're going to do is right here, and we're going to say our dictionary dot our main dictionary. No, we don't want to do that yet. We want to say we need an array var temp equals resources dot load all, and we want to load, no, we don't want that one. I think we do want this one. Load all dictionary item in diction. Yeah, that should work. And then for each dictionary item, we'll call it D in temp, we want to our dictionary dot our main dictionary dot add. Well, we need the key and we need the thing. So we're gonna use the name as the key, and we're gonna just use the thing as itself as the item. So we're gonna go to our folder that we call diction, and we're gonna load all dictionary items in there. I might have to double check that one. But yeah. And then we're going to run through this guy, and we're going to add all of these items. So we would need an FSM now. I have to wait for it to compile. All right, there we go. So if we go down to broken Init Dictionary, And there's nothing to it, like it's just a thing. But it should now not throw any errors or anything. And if it does, then I screwed up. No errors, don't worry about that one. So there's no error, so it ran, right? Now we have no way of debugging it. I used to not use dictionaries at all, just because of that, because you can't see a dictionary in the editor unless you're going to do some crazy editor stuff. So I used to not use them, just pretty much based on that. So let's get dictionary item. So let's go by the same thing. All right, so all we need to do if we want a dictionary item, and we can also add and take things away from the dictionary too. At runtime, I'm just kind of pre-filling it because I figured might as well start with a big database. I mean, you could always make multiple dictionaries and do all sorts of stuff. Anywho, so we need a public FSM string. Search for this key, so it's clear, and we'll have public FSM int. This will be the cost. So more or less, we're going to search this dictionary using the string key, and we're going to return this thing, name and cost, right? So that's searching for that key, and we're going to get that cost. So all we got to do is where's our dictionary dot our main dictionary, badoop, got the little square brackets, search for this key dot value, badoop. Actually, what did we call that? A dictionary item. Dictionary item D equals. Right? So we're searching for this, for the whatever name, and we want the value of that. Now, once we have the value of that, like I said, like you could have a billion frickin' things here. But what we're going to do is say cost dot value equals D dot cost. Right, and that's it. So if I now go here, so we'd have to init, and then we're going to search for this key. So let's look for, say, Bob. And this is going to be the cost. So if we remember, Bob is 10. So I'm going to disable this one. So I want to make sure this thing is enabled or gets going for, I mean, I could just put it into a new state if I really wanted to, I suppose. But whatever. Don't need that on. Okay, so it is now init. So now let's try to get the item. So I'm going to restart that FSM. 10. There we go. Bob is 10. If I want to get Joe, right, now let's go restart this FSM. There's 5. Just like that. So we don't have any variables in the ways of databases flying around everywhere. It's locked into our project as that static, right? So as long as we just put these things in here, you can make these until the cows come home. Right, and they automatically load just as which is what this first thing does. So this guy loads This thing loads everything into our dictionary. Then every action, anything we do anywhere on any FSM, on any game object, can access that dictionary and just get whatever data is needed. Right? And if you want to specify dictionaries to people, that's always something you can do too. So there is obviously a lot more you could do with that. That's just on a very basic level, right? Like we have for example, let's have we have a public int. Let's do a public vector. No, we don't want to use vectors. Vectors are stupid. Like I guess we can use float. I don't know, health. I don't know, maybe public. Yeah, let's go with string. That's our weapon. Whatever, something like that. So now when we do dictionary item, we could have public FSM float. I'll just call it health. Public FSM string. We'll call it weapon. What else did we make? That was it. Those 4 items. So then, okay, well there we go. So now, health dot value equals d dot health. What else? Weapon dot value equals d dot weapon. Pretty simple, right? So now if I go over down to our friendly dictionary there, our dictionary items, right? So we have health, I don't know, we'll say it's that much, it can be that much, and you can be that much. And we can have, this guy uses a cat as a weapon, that guy uses a frying pan, and this guy uses charm, sure. So we have these 3 things. Right now we can see we have more stuff here. So we can have now, let's stick this over here. I want to put a next frame in. I don't think it would really matter, but I don't know, I'm kind of paranoid. Right, so if we want to get Bob, right, Bob's this one, so we should have a whole bunch of these things. Right, so there we go. There's everything in that dictionary. Pretty fancy, and overall, it could be pretty powerful. Right, very fast, easy database. That you can just build on those, put all sorts of things in there, and then anytime you want to know the information of something, off you go, right? And vice versa, if you wanted to, I suppose we should do this. Where are we? We're in the wrong frickin' area. Right? So adding an item isn't hard either. It's quite simple, actually. All we have to do, so like I said, it all depends on how you would want to use your dictionary, is we have a public FSM string, because we're going to have a name. We have a public FSM int, the costs, public FSM float, health, public FSM string weapon. And we screwed that one up. And that's pretty much about it. Then all we need to do is our dictionary dot our main dictionary dot add we want, oh, okay. First we have to build a new item. So we need a dictionary item. We'll call that whatever, equals new dictionary item. Get that little thing there like that. D dot cost equal cost dot value. D dot health equals health dot value. D dot weapon equal weapon dot value. And D dot name equals name dot value. Right, so now all we have to do is we are going to add name dot value as our key and D. That's it, just like that. Now we can turn around and add a new item. Right, so maybe we're gonna go finish that, come over here, we'll go down to the old dictionary, we can add a new item, you know, we can call this, we'll call this one broken, and you know, cost is $1. You know, something like that. And then we can come over here, maybe we'll even put a wait in just so it's, we can time it and wait. We'll even put 2 seconds. Then over here, let's get copy and paste, and let's get broken. Right, we should be able to get it as well. So I'm gonna hit pause. So I want to make sure I put the 2 second wait in, but you never know. Right, so okay, so we've gotten Bob, we've added broken, we're waiting. Right, so now these values are here because they're right now they're technically these values, so these should change, and there we go. Everything is good, it's added those. So like I said, these aren't variables, these are just things I've just typed in. So this and this fetched, this looked for that name and returned all the values from here, technically. Well, from the dictionary through here. But yeah, so now we can add items, and you could remove an item too if you wanted to. You can build it so you can, well, dictionary remove item. There's a whole bunch of things you can do with dictionaries. They're quite useful. I mean, I like them because you can use this name. Or I said you can use anything as the key technically. I think mainly strings or ints. But I mean, how beautiful of a thing is you name everything. Everything has a name, right? You know, Mike, Joe, Bob, and then you use the name of whatever you're doing for the key. Now anytime you want to search, you know you're going to get it, right? So like I said, I mean, you can use these for inventory systems, for all sorts of stuff, but that's how you use dictionaries, right? Now obviously there has to be custom actions, right? So typically for me, for my projects, like I'll build a dictionary that I need to use in my project, and it's specifically made for that project, right? Like I can't even use it in one of my different projects. It's just, you know, you have all your variables are set, right? So then when you build actions, your actions are reflected from these variables. So, which is probably the main reason why you don't really see these in PlayMaker per se, because they're kind of a different animal, I guess you could say, where typically you just see, you know, arrays, which are cool, and you can do lots with arrays, don't get me wrong, but I just find dictionaries are just fun to play with, or they're good. And when you do it this way too, right, when it goes into the static variable, and like I said, like it doesn't matter if I go, like for example, let's drag him there. Let's go to a new scene. I can even save the scene, whatever, and I can drag him back out here. So we're in a totally different scene, right? Totally different scene, and it doesn't matter, right? I'm still going to grab those same items. I'm still adding broken in, still retrieving broken data. So it's kind of cool that way, because this, you just build your items in here and you don't worry about it. And that's it. We'll build a dictionary off of whatever's in here, and you don't have to worry about it. Nice and simple. Anyways, talk to you guys in the future.